Sometimes, the mountains keep their secrets forever. It was a quiet winter evening in December 1983 when 22-year-old Anna Keller boarded the last train to Lauterbrunnen, a small Swiss village cradled in the heart of the Alps. She was returning from Zurich University after her final exams, planning to spend Christmas with her family. The train cut through the mountains like a silver thread against a black sky, snow falling softly, the air crisp with stillness. Witnesses recall Anna sitting alone by the window, her breath fogging the glass as she stared into the darkness, lost in thought. That was the last confirmed sighting of her alive. When the train arrived at its final stop, Anna was gone. Her belongings, including a red scarf, a notebook, and her student ID, were found neatly folded on the seat. There were no signs of struggle, no footprints outside in the snow. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. Local police began searching immediately, tracing her path through the white wilderness. The mountains were unforgiving with steep cliffs, dense forests, and sudden snowstorms that erased any trace of movement within minutes. Helicopters flew overhead, rescue dogs combed the trails, but nothing was found. Her parents, devastated, offered a reward and begged for help on television. The small village of Lauterbrunnen turned into a maze of theories and whispered fear. Some believed Anna had taken her own life, others thought she had run away. But her best friend, Lara, refused to accept that. In one interview, her voice trembling, she said, "Anna loved life. She wouldn't just disappear. Someone took her." Weeks passed, and hope began to fade. Then a discovery reignited the case. A hiker found a shoe half buried in the snow near an abandoned shepherd's cabin, an area police had already searched. Inside the cabin were traces of burnt wood, a torn page from Anna's notebook, and a small silver locket with her initials. But there was still no body. The locket, as her mother confirmed, had never left Anna's neck since her 16th birthday. Forensic experts combed through the site. There were signs of a fire, as if someone had tried to stay there during the storm, but strangely there were no footprints leading in or out. The windows were intact, the door locked from the inside. It made no sense. How could anyone have entered or left? As the investigation deepened, an unsettling pattern began to emerge. Over the previous decade, 3 other hikers had vanished within a 10-kilometer radius of that same cabin, all during heavy snowfall, all with similar circumstances. Locals started calling it the Whispering Pass, claiming that at night when the wind howled through the valley, you could hear voices calling from the snow. Theories turned darker. Some suspected secret military experiments, others whispered about a predator hiding in the mountains. But the most haunting account came from a retired signal operator named Hans Gruber, who worked near the rail line. He told police that on the night Anna disappeared, he saw a faint light flicker in the woods by the tracks, as if someone was waving a lantern. Moments later, the train passed and the light vanished. "I thought it was a reflection," Hans said quietly. "But now, I'm not so sure." Months turned into years. Anna's family eventually moved away, unable to bear the memories. Lara, her best friend, stayed in Zurich and continued searching. She wrote letters to journalists, pleaded for the case to be reopened, and never stopped asking questions. Then in 1992, almost a decade later, a mountaineer exploring a glacier cave stumbled upon something eerie, a piece of red fabric frozen in ice. It was Anna's scarf. Her remains were never found, but that scarf reignited public interest. Reporters flooded the valley, eyewitnesses reappeared, and theories came alive once more. Maybe she was kidnapped. Maybe she fell. Maybe she never left Lauterbrunnen at all. One strange detail that police never explained was the last entry in her notebook, the torn page found in the cabin. It read, "He said the mountains remember everything." No one knew who he was. The Swiss authorities eventually closed the case in 2001, labeling it an unexplained disappearance. Yet even now, hikers claim to see a figure in red standing near the old cabin during snowstorms, vanishing when they approach. Every year on December 19th, candles appear on the train platform in Lauterbrunnen. No one admits to placing them. Some say it is the villagers remembering Anna. Others whisper that it is her spirit, still waiting for the train to take her home. What really happened to Anna Keller that night? Was she lost to the cold, or did something far darker claim her in the Alps? Some mysteries are never solved. They linger like echoes in the mountains, waiting for someone brave enough to listen.